Hello. If you're new to our channel here or to the website, I am David from David's Way to Health and Fitness. David's Way to Health and Fitness, we're a website where we help people with losing weight absolutely free of charge, and we help them to lose weight in a healthy manner, and we do this by educating people, how to best lose weight, without damaging their health. And we can be seen at www.davidsway.blog. The .blog is important. Don't put in .com, .org, or anything like that. davidsway.blog. We've authored over 1,200 articles to help you with healthy weight loss and to teach you about nutrition and health implications of a poor diet. We teach about fitness, and we have tons of really good healthy recipes for you to enjoy. And we've recently started a YouTube channel to have videos to accompany our articles, so you can reach us through either source. And the article this video is being attached to is weight loss. What's your fear? It's a serious topic. A lot of people, there's a lot of people that we encounter at David's Way that want to lose weight. They've tried to lose weight, and they get hung up on fears. And this crosses a wide spectrum of people. Whether it's women, men, transgender. It just don't matter. Everybody can fall into this category, having some fears about weight loss, and you really got to stop and think about, are these fears even rational? And oftentimes they're not rational. And so people get hung up on their fears with weight loss. And what you got to understand is food is not going to address your mental barriers to weight loss and good health. We throw up mental barriers all the time, and it's just human. We find comfort in foods and stuff, and oftentimes the mental barrier is, man, I'm just afraid to give this up. I'm afraid to give up my junk food, my cookies and stuff. That's where I find my comfort and relief. And quite honestly, those things, they don't get you over any of that. And that's a mental barrier that can be overcome. I want you to understand one thing, and I've said this in many videos that we've done already, in hundreds of articles. Your cravings that you think you can't get past for those junk foods are an addiction to simple carbohydrates, to foods with added sugars, unhealthy fats and stuff. So there's an addiction issue there, which, as with any addiction, can be overcome. I hear my kitty cat hollering at me. Hey, Charlie. He's in there meowing like he hasn't had enough attention already this morning, so sorry about that. He might even come in here and say hi, who knows. But, because junk foods have an addictive nature to them, they're just like alcohol. And you got to remember that junk foods will light up the reward centers in your brain just in the same way that alcohol and drugs will. So it's really hard to get past these things sometimes, and your food's not going to change your behaviors for you. When life kind of drags you down, it's food is a behavior, or consumption of it, and that's one of those things you really you got to get past your fear of changing how you eat. And it's not as hard as you might imagine once you finally get into doing it. And I'm just going to touch on 5 different areas where people have fears with weight loss. A lot of people set unrealistic expectations for themselves. They might think, man, I really want to look like an Instagram model. I really want to have, defined abs, I want to have a very lean and sleek body. For most of you out there, if you've had a weight problem, you got to temper your expectations, and you know, some of those expectations are unrealistic, you know, for the best of us. You know, if you've been overweight, you know, you're that way because you have more fat cells in your body than somebody who is super lean. That's just a genetic difference. If you've been heavy for a longer period of time and you lose a bunch of weight, the older you are, the more this is a problem. You'll have unsightly loose skin. You know, you just have to expect those kinds of things. If you've been 300 pounds and you drop down to 150 pounds, and especially if you do it pretty quickly, odds are, you know, you're going to have a lot of loose skin. So you got to be realistic in your expectations, and I highly advise that you, instead of thinking about what you're going to look like when you lose your weight, I want you to think more about improved health. You know, we don't always get that body, you know, to look like what we want it to. I'll give you an example. I was real heavy into powerlifting and eating a massive amount of food to fuel my lifting, and it started having an impact on my health in a negative way. My blood pressure was getting up. I was 70 pounds heavier than I am right now, and I lost that weight, and I lost it more rapidly than I should have, and the result was I was left with a lot of loose skin. I'm 58 years old. I'll be 59 in a few months. I got all this loose skin. So even though my body has very low body fat percentage now, you know, it may not exactly look like that because I'm left with loose skin, and there's really nothing I can do about it, you know, except, you know, try to eat well and not, you know, dwell on the fact that, you know, I got loose skin on my chest and I got loose skin on my belly from a rapid weight loss, you know, before I actually, this actually occurred before I actually even started David's Way to Health and Fitness. So, you know, instead of, you know, thinking, oh boy, you know, I want to look like an IFBB pro bodybuilder, you know, that's an unrealistic expectation. But what is realistic is I have very good health, and you can too. So, you know, that's the biggest thing I want you to concentrate on is your health. Quit worrying about what you look like, you know, when it comes to weight loss. I mean, we all want to look better, and you will look better. You lose weight, you'll feel better. When you feel better, you look better. It's a simple fact. A lot of people get hung up with weight loss because they have a fear of failure. If you have a fear of failure that prevents you from even, you know, starting to attempt anything, what I want you to understand, excuse me, is successful people, it don't matter what endeavor, the difference between successful people and a failure is successful people have tried and failed more than once, and oftentimes multiple times, before they finally found success. It is not common for anybody to just wake up one day and be successful. You could win the lottery or inherit $1 million and think, ooh, I'm gonna have a great life going forward. Odds are, you know, you're going to lose it all. You're going to be broke in the next year or so. So there's that distinct difference between people who are successful and who are failures. People who are failures will give up after, you know, their first setback. People that are failures will often just never try at all. So if you want to be successful, you just got to go back to the old saying, try and try again and try again and try again until you are successful. It's just as simple as that. And when it comes to weight loss, there's a lot of different diets out there that are just going to that you're going to fail at, and a lot of them are just kind of designed, to where they're more interested in taking your money than they are and seeing you actually be successful, getting your body down to a healthy body fat percentage. David's Way to Health and Fitness, we don't charge you anything to access what we do, so we have no financial gain from your success or your failure. We're just putting out information to help you to lose weight and to do it in a healthy manner. We don't tell you what to eat. We don't fix dinner plans for you or anything like that. We educate you on what you should not eat. And there's people who say, well, there's no bad foods, stuff. I'm going to disagree with that. For most of us, if you have foods that are loaded up with sugars and you're carb addicted, those foods are bad for you. Some people can eat them on occasion. Some people, maybe most, can't. It's the same with alcohol. Some people can have 1 or 2 drinks on a social occasion and be okay. Some people, that 1 or 2 drinks in a social occasion turns into a week-long bender. It's just a simple fact. So really, you have nothing to fear with losing weight. You've got everything in the world to gain. It's not going to make your life just all, this goes back to unrealistic expectations. Losing weight isn't really going to change your life. A change of mindset is what will change your life. And one of the biggest things that we teach is we don't believe in the D word, which is diet, in David's Way to Health and Fitness. We teach people to create an entirely new lifestyle that revolves around healthy living with healthy nutrition and physical fitness to your capabilities. And of course, with physical fitness, if you're going to start something new, always get your doctor's approval first. Always. You could have a heart condition you don't even know about. This happens to people all the time. You hear about young kids out on the football field, keeling over dead, or out, running track and field because they got a congenital heart defect they weren't aware of. So always, please go to your doctor first before you start any kind of brand new physical fitness, especially if you've been overweight and out of shape for a period of time. One of the next things, all these points kind of end up tying together in one way or another. A lot of people have a fear of failure or fear of weight loss because they're a perfectionist. They think that, if you can't make everything just perfect, why bother trying? If you can't attain that Instagram body, that IFBB pro bodybuilder look or whatever, if you can't attain that, why even bother? Because that's perfect. That thinking it's a bunch of hogwash, just to put it bluntly. What's important is not trying to achieve a perfect look. And those perfect looks oftentimes are just manufactured. You have people, they have filters on their cameras. You've seen that with, Snapchat, that people use, Photoshop, just all kinds of stuff, airbrushing. So you can't get hung up on, the figures that you see on social media because, those figures oftentimes are manufactured. You got people doing crazy diets. You got people doing performance-enhancing drugs. You got people taking dangerous drugs that will cause them to lose weight. And, they may be the perceived image of perfect health, on that website. But, there's an IFBB pro bodybuilder just the other day. A lot of people would hold him up as the standard of perfect health. The man died at 44 years old. So, get rid of these ideas of what you think is perfect and go back to doing what is healthy for your body. That's all that really matters, is that you try to make your body healthier by losing weight, even just 10% of your weight, but getting yourself down to a healthy body fat level percentage is going to vastly improve your health. It may not cure all of your ills, simply because sometimes you've already created these illnesses for yourself. A lot of illnesses are totally preventable by by maintaining a healthy body fat percentage. I've touched on that many times. If you're overweight, you're setting yourself up for type 2 diabetes, coronary artery disease, all kinds of heart problems, some kinds of cancers. It sets up inflammation in your body, which is precursor to numerous diseases. There's a lot of things out there that's directly impacted by what we eat, what we feed our bodies. Sugar causes a lot of inflammation in the body. It don't matter the form. I'm talking about added sugar, simple sugar. I'm not talking about complex carbohydrates that have a fiber element that help to control the absorption of blood sugar. I'm talking about straight up sugar. That stuff's bad for you. And if you want to get yourself down to a healthy body fat percentage, really you just need to quit eating foods that contain added sugars. Quit eating the candy and stuff. We have a lot of good healthy recipes on the website that are completely sugar free if you don't want to completely give up your desserts. And the best part about those is, since they don't contain sugar, they don't lead to cravings. You can enjoy a slice of cake, a cookie, or whatever, and not be like a dope fiend later on, trying to, like myself, back when I used to eat sugar, I could sit down and eat half a package of Oreo cookies in one setting, and I might be slathering them up with peanut butter or Nutella. Feeding cravings. So don't let perfectionism stop you from trying to get to a healthy body fat percentage. You're going to have some ups and downs along the way. We all do. Weight loss does not go in a straight line going down. Weight loss goes, it's peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys, peaks and valleys. And sometimes you got peaks and valleys going up and down, and then you got a plateau, and then peaks and valleys. It's all natural. Happens to everybody. And the reason why that happens is, if you begin your weight loss journey, let's say, I'm just going to throw a number out there, 250 pounds. The amount of calories it takes to lose 1 pound a week is going to be 500 calories less than what your maintenance is for maintaining weight at 250 pounds. Well, when you get down, and I'm not going to give you exact numbers here, but I'm just going to give you an example. It should be easy to understand. Let's say you start at 250 pounds. Now you've lost weight and you drop down to, let's say, 225 pounds. Well, when you get to that 225 pounds, you have to adjust your caloric intake or your caloric burn, whether it's you're eating a little less or exercising a little bit more, one way or another. At 225 pounds, you may plateau. That's because the calories it takes to maintain at 250 pounds is equal to what it took to lose at 250. So now you're going to have to drop that caloric intake again. And you're going to make these adjustments all the way down till you get to your goal weight. And once again, we're really not about goal weights. We want you to get to a goal healthy body fat percentage. And that's going to be different for men and women. But there's constant adjustments that have to be done. You can't start at one point and think you don't have to adjust going down. And really the easiest way to make a lot of these adjustments is to start eating foods that are filling, to provide all of your nutritional requirements, for a healthy body. And find foods that are nutrient dense, low in calories, and you can still eat to your heart's content. I do. It's no problem. Healthy foods are more filling. They satiate you better than unhealthy foods. That's a fact. And there's a lot of good low-calorie alternatives out there, and I'm not talking about going and buying low-calorie foods at the store. I'm not talking about buying low fat or anything like that. I'm just talking about eating healthy foods that are more fulfilling. And you can eat more vegetables, more leafy greens and such. That's going to help you out. A lot of people get hung up on negative self-talk. Again, this stuff's all kind of tied in together. A lot of people, their fears. I'm going to fail. I'm afraid of what people are going to look like, or how people are going to look at me. I'm sorry, I'm speaking there. Sometimes, you're going to find that some of your friends out there may not be the best friends you thought they were after all. Some people you have friendships with and you think they're really good friends, but really, sometimes that friendship's all revolved around, hey, let's go out and get a good meal at a restaurant, And of course that's fun. I enjoy that. But, your friends are going to respect what you're doing. A lot of times you get hung up around people that, even though they're friendly with you, it don't necessarily mean that they are your friends. If your friendship revolves around, going out to eat, a lot of times people will say, oh man, once a week, we get together once a week, we get together once a month or whatever, go ahead, eat the cake, drink the beer, have that slice of pie, sometimes, if people don't understand, what you're trying to do to get a healthy body and to improve your health, if they can't understand or can't accept that what you're doing is for your own good, they're not really good friends after all. It's the same thing that's akin to a former drinker who's an alcoholic going out with a bunch of friends and then fall into the oh come on man, one beer's not going to hurt you. Well, yeah, for an alcoholic, one beer will hurt you. One beer can lead to a bender. One beer could lead you back to a lifetime of drinking and a miserable death from cirrhosis of the liver. Just putting it bluntly. Sometimes that one beer, sometimes that one piece of chocolate cake, things like that is all it takes to get you totally derailed. So just think positive. Think positive things. Think about how much better you're going to feel once you're down to a healthy body fat percentage, and quit worrying about what other people are going to think. Quit worrying about making other people happy. You got to do what's best for you, and doing what's best for you is best for your loved ones. Because here's the bottom line: if you're a mother or grandmother, an aunt, uncle, father, whatever, you can't take care of your family if you haven't taken care of your health. If your health fails, now you can become somewhat of a burden. It's not. I'm not saying that in a bad way or anything like that, but the bottom line is everybody's going to have to modify their lifestyle to fit you, and you're going to find that not many people are going to do that for you. I'm going to finish this up here. A lot of people think that weight loss is all about motivation. Motivation, that's something you have, when you're brand new to a new, diet. Motivation is what you have when you're new to a fitness program. Motivation, of course, is important in the beginning, but listen, a lot of times you're going to lose your motivation over time. Sometimes you start looking out at what other people are doing and thinking, man, I'd really like to be doing those things again, and it's going to have an impact on your motivation. Motivation don't mean nothing. I'm going to tell you what's going to carry you forward. Discipline is what's going to carry you forward. Discipline, not motivation. Discipline is getting up and doing what's right for yourself, even when you don't feel like it. And discipline, for a lot of people, is something that just doesn't always come natural. For some people it does, but it doesn't come natural for everybody. Discipline, like a lot of things, is something that you have to work on, that you got to keep building on. So every time you get up and you go take a walk, eat healthy, whatever, That's working on your discipline. Each day that you work on your discipline, it's going to become easier and easier for you. That don't mean it's going to be easy all the time. It just means that you're going to find it easier to keep pushing through when you really don't feel like it. So anyhow, I'm going to wrap this up. You know, name of the article is Weight Loss, What's Your Fear? I hope you enjoy it. Hope you enjoy the video. If you enjoy what we're doing here at YouTube and on the website, you know, subscriptions are free and easy. You know, we don't charge for anything, and you know, we're glad to have you along. If you have any questions or comments, always contact us. We can be contacted very easily through our website. You can do it through comments, which are open to the public, or you can address things to us privately, and we will always answer you. Subscriptions are free and easy. Come join us at David's Way to Health and Fitness. We will always be free to our readers and followers, no matter what. That's been my pledge from day one. It's my pledge going forward, because your health is more important to me than ever making a profit. All that being said, once again, I'm David from David's Way to Health and Fitness. God bless you all.